Every time you open up the chart, you don't know where to start, you don't know where to begin with your analysis. You understand strategies in the market, but you don't know how to begin to break the chart down and find those setups. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to do analysis even before we find our trade setups or trade our trading strategy. And a lot of other videos we've done in the past, we've broken down the strategy, confirmations to the strategy. But in this video, we're going to be talking about top-down analysis. So when you first go to your chart, the first way you want to approach it is with the top-down analysis. Top-down analysis means starting from the higher time frames and working your way down. So on the monthly, weekly, even the daily time frame, those types of time frames can help you find the main trend or the major levels on the daily, 4-hour, 2-hour time frame. These are the types of time frames that are going to help you refine the structure and the direction of the market. Then on time frames like the 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, and the 5-minute, you can actually execute and find entry confirmations. This keeps you trading with the higher time frame bias always in mind, instead of getting lost in the smaller time frame noise. So we're focusing on the bigger picture first. We're going to do this on a few chart examples like gold, Euro USD, and Bitcoin. So right now, we're going to start off by doing top-down analysis on gold on the live chart. Right now, I'm on the monthly time frame. All I'm going to be focusing on right now is what is the major trend, where are the major key levels. Now, right now, when we look at gold realistically on the monthly, there aren't much key levels behind us because in the monthly, it's just been in a strong trend. So that's one thing we've identified here already with gold is what is the main trend. Clearly, gold is on a uptrend on the monthly time frame. There's not much major levels I can identify with gold on this time frame. So I can mark key levels that I see that are meaningful in terms of price, like $4,000 or even the top wick here for this month's range. For now, really all I can work with is where we've been here and maybe the bottom of this current month here, and I can create a monthly range. There's no need right now for me to really go all the way back here. This would be a major key level way down here on the monthly, but it's so far away. If price was closer to us, this would matter right now, but since our trading is going to be done like up here, this is really far away. Yes, that would be classified as a major key level. That's essentially what we're trying to do when it comes down to like the key levels that we're looking for on the chart. Maybe things like that stand out to us. Or see here, this would be another key level on the monthly, but it's very far in price. And that's why my whole numbers strategy is really useful for gold. We're not talking about that here on this, but we're just looking for key levels simply. This is what we would do on like Euro USD or Bitcoin. Another key level would be way down here, but again, that's far in price. So that's why if we have a chart like this to start off, like gold, it might be hard to start on gold because the candles are just going up. So we could zoom in to pretty much like relatively where we are right now and try to find a top range and a bottom range with this candle and the top of this candle. With where gold's at right now, it'd probably be easier to start on like a weekly time frame. See, for example, now we have the weekly here and we can see more fluid price action. We can see more candles. So weekly, we know what the trend is already on the monthly time frame. So we have our trend direction already discovered. We have some key levels that are drawn here that I got from the monthly. Remember this? I drew this on the monthly. Notice how it looks like an easier key level to see on the weekly here where price made resistance. I drew all of these actually on the monthly time frame. I drew the bottom of the monthly candle, right? So even on the weekly, that's a nice price range that we're trading in. What price is that? That's around $3,930 for gold. The top is here. So these can be like my major kind of key price levels as well. I could now mark bodies of the candles. So I can take the wicks, right? And I can also mark these bodies of the candle like here, bam. So that would be a key level that we're actually looking like we're approaching soon on gold. So now I have more levels marked out, more key levels marked out. And I'm just using what I can see with my eyes, right? I'm just drawing some of the things that I can see with my eyes. This is where now I could potentially go down to the daily and look at other key levels that I see on the daily. Some of these things I've already drawn on the weekly. Notice some of them kind of already match up with the daily time frame as well. Notice how some of the levels that I drew on the weekly time frame are kind of even matching up with some of the levels that I drew here on the daily time frame. So where are some daily key levels that I can see here on gold? And this is without using the whole numbers strategy. I could see a key level here where price made rejection, rejection, broke out, rejection. So another key level was already formed there. Maybe something you could have used for a trade just by looking at the daily in this area around $4,030, because we had a break here. We had a nice high here. So now as we break it down and we get to the daily, it's like, okay, we're starting to actually see trade ideas now when we start to get to the smaller time frames here. Here we can see a nice rejection. Here in the market, we made basically a double bottom formation here. If you look at gold, we went down, right? We hit a low, we had this move up, and then we came back to the low, rejected that low, and then we went all the way up and made a new high. Gold came right back to that area and went up. So that would have been a key daily area to be looking at the time. Look at where gold is trading right now. We have a key area right here where we've made some price rejection on gold around here. So that is a key level I can mark as well. Where else could I see maybe a key level on gold right now? Would be right here. This candlestick would be a key level for me. An area that we moved away from, a previous resistance, and that would be for where price is right now, a key level for me to mark on the chart. So it doesn't need to be a whole lot, because the easiest strategy you should use with gold with key levels is every $25. Because another key level I can see down here is at 4,100. So there's a few key levels that I've found that I've broken down on the charts here. You can also start to look for trend lines as you get to smaller time frames. Like you can break it down now to looking for trend lines as well, or counter trend lines, the ones that go downwards in structure and break out. You can start to look for things like that as you break down the chart. So even trend lines can come into the equation when you're doing this. If you're in an uptrend and you're drawing upwards trend lines, we can see one there on the weekly. We might even be able to see one here on the weekly time frame, right? If we go to the daily chart, we could clean this one up a bit actually that we drew on the weekly and fit it more with the daily time frame. So we're clearly in an uptrend here on gold. We can even create a downtrend line here, which just got broken out. So we have a counter trend line there in the market. If I go down to a 4 hour, I may be able to clean that trend line up because I drew it on a daily. I can clean it up maybe on the 4 hour chart visibly. And we even have like other smaller trend lines that have been formed as well. So if you're a trend line trader, you can even do top-down analysis on your charts using trend lines. Like you can see a good trend line that was formed once over here. And even when you bring that one up, you have one here. If we go all the way back, like if we're at a different point in time on the chart, we would have had different trend lines on this chart that we could have drawn at different times in the market. Like way back down here where I scrolled, there's a trend line here that formed, and that trend line increases. Even here, as this goes up, there's more trend lines that form at different parts of the chart. So depending on where we're starting our top-down analysis, where the chart is, certain trend lines might be relevant, certain key levels might be more relevant. But simply, here on gold, there's key levels here. There's key levels here that we can see on the weekly. So we can just create a range of key levels and then go from there. If we wanted to go to a different chart, like Bitcoin, for example, and start top-down analysis on a Bitcoin chart. Here's Bitcoin on the monthly. So let's just simply mark some levels. We're going to mark the top here, which is at around $120,000. We're going to mark the low here. So right now, I just started on the monthly, and I got pretty much a key level here, right? And then I got another key level right here. So these have been now recognized as key price levels on the monthly time frame. If I look even further, we have a key level here around $50,000. So way down here would be a key price level, down around the $50,000 mark. If we look at here, we have a resistance that was formed. here. Key price level. Another one right there. Back over here, this used to be a key price level to the left on the monthly. So if we were at one point doing top-down analysis over here, it's like, okay, we have a key level. This would have been at one point a monthly key level way over here. And just as like this low where I'm marking would have been a key level as well. Way down here at the bottom would have been a key level. So in the future, price actually broke above that level. So at one point, that was a key level. If we break the chart down to a weekly now on Bitcoin, we have some key levels that we drew on the monthly. We can look for other key levels where the market's reacted, like right here would be a good key level because we have resistance and we have support there. So we have a breakout as well happening at that area. So there's another weekly key level. At the moment, we can see the weekly lines up pretty much with our monthly key level. This whole area is a key level on price. We could go to the daily and pretty much now do the same thing that we just did on the monthly and weekly. Just spot and identify other key levels. And this is, in simple terms, the easiest way. So right there, from just breaking it down to the monthly, weekly, and getting close to the daily, I could see some key levels now that I could potentially try to trade towards or trade to when the market gets there. Like if we come back to the support, this is a monthly, weekly key level. We're maybe going to have a bounce there. If we come back up to this resistance, we're maybe going to have a reaction there. These are levels that the price could come towards or potentially have a reaction off of. So last chart that we'll do this on is Euro USD. You don't have to take the full entire chart and start up here, but just to give you an idea of what a monthly key level would be, it's just something that's created a support, created a resistance, or created some supply and demand on the monthly time frame. So a good key level that's recognizable on Euro USD is way up here. This would be a huge monthly key level that the market, we can see, has traded at. In the past, you can also see how the market has traded there. So there's a key level on Euro USD. Whereas another key level here on the monthly, one thing I like to do if you don't like the lines going all the way across the chart, you can put the horizontal ray at levels like this one right here that I just marked, the horizontal ray indicator. If you don't like it going all the way across the chart like that, and you want to keep it there, for example, there would be a monthly key level. But if we look in the past, that was one also before, around this area right here with Euro USD. That was at one point a monthly key level, and the market has respected that level multiple times as well. We can even see here where I'm marking right now with Euro USD. This here is a key level on the monthly chart. Look at where that is right now. Where else would be a key level with Euro USD on the chart? Well, right here, where I just marked. Why? Here there's rejection. Here there's rejection. Multiple pushes through and a lot of price action in that area. Where would another key level be? Right here with Euro USD. So I'm only on the monthly right now, and I'm able to identify some key levels on the monthly from the past that have spread out even to more recent. Levels that have been monthly key levels more than once, way down at the bottom here. And then as I get closer to price, I can see this key level right here. So right now, I probably haven't gotten every single one, maybe missing one or two levels. Maybe I have to clean some up as I break it down to the weekly. Some of these are probably pretty much going to line up with the weekly levels. Like on the weekly, everything pretty much lines up. There's a level here on the weekly that I just marked. We can see from the monthly, I was able to get a lot of key levels. I could do the same thing on this part of the chart, sort of with the daily. But when I look at the daily now, I know what I drew here was from the monthly, weekly time frame, where price is reacting multiple times. Just that level. I drew this on the monthly, and if we look at it, we could maybe scroll to the left and see if anything reacts off of this level in the past. Here, there's a breakout underneath the level, and then a retest. Breaks underneath a monthly key level that I drew, and retest that key level, right? In the future, same thing happens when it breaks above here, it retests it. So if I keep looking at that level, look at a reaction there, a reaction there, here's some support, a break and retest underneath. If I keep looking at that level, you can see there's been resistance, there's been resistance, there's been resistance. So just that one level, you can see over time, has reacted more than once. Here, This is one of the levels I drew on the weekly. Maybe I could spread this out and look at it on a higher time frame and go over like I'm doing and seeing how the level has reacted even in the past. So this is how you do top-down analysis. This is a good way to start practicing as a new trader when you start opening up that laptop and you just want to start drawing on your charts. You want to start practicing things, even doing technical analysis, getting more hands-on. Top-down analysis was something that I would always practice on different currency pairs when I first started trading the market years ago. Now I trade gold, but I would do a lot of top-down analysis on currency pairs like USD Japan, USD CAD, Euro USD. So a little tip for you guys that are starting out to do top-down analysis. Like I said, as a new trader, this is something you're going to want to do and practice on different markets to give yourself more hands-on experience with different key levels, because Euro USD is going to have different key levels than USD Japan that we could maybe get better understanding of price and things and just get more hands-on experience, right? With USD Japan, there's more key levels around us here with these candlesticks even, right? Just on the monthly chart with USD Japan here, I could see a few good amount of key levels without having to zoom out really at the entire chart and go way up here or even here. If I spread this key level all the way out, notice how it touches a key level that was from the 90s. We touched that in the last years. In the 90s was the last time we were at this price. If I spread these out to the left, I'm able to see these are key levels from years ago too, where the market has even reacted in past price action. If I just drag some of these to the left, they may show me a previous resistance or a previous support that has acted as a key level on the monthly time frame before. So that's one thing that I did not that long ago on the Euro USD chart. So USD Japan, you could see, has a good amount of key levels just in front of us on the chart, like one here on the monthly. We can see one here as well, where price has reacted off of this high pretty much. Here is what I'm seeing. There's a wick reaction there. There's a candle close there. There's a breakout. There's some action around this area on the monthly time frame that I can see. So notice I've done a few different examples: gold, Bitcoin, Euro USD, USD Japan as well. And again, I can go to the weekly on USD Japan and try to just see if there's more key levels I didn't see on the monthly, or clean the ones up that I drew. And like if we look at these on a daily time frame, there's a good amount of reactions at them. These are the ones that I drew on the weekly. These are the ones that I drew on the monthly. Remember that. And look at how price is trading in and out of these levels pretty consistently, pretty fluidly. That's because these are monthly key levels that have also been served, some of them as monthly key levels in the past, like we look to the left here. So before you rush for trade setups every day and looking for trades every day, remember to practice top-down analysis across different markets. It'll help you refine your skills. It'll help you get better at drawing technical analysis and train your eyes. So if you guys like this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next training video.